Hi students, in this video I'll be going through the JYSS 4E Prelim 2023 paper 2 question 2 for additional mathematics. Right, so this is a question regarding trigonometric identities and equations. So let's take a look at part A of the question. So in part A, they want us to prove that cotangent square x minus cosine square x equals to cosine power 4x times cosecant square x. Right, so for this kind of trigo identity question, we always need to decide which side do we want to start from. Okay, if you look at the left side is the difference between the two trigo functions, cotangent square x minus cosecant square x. And on the right side is actually one single function, the product, right, of cosine to the power of 4x times cosecant square to the power of 4x. So when it comes to this kind of case, okay, it's generally easier, right, to combine two separate functions into a single function than to try to speed up this product. Okay, so over here you have minus, the other side you have times, right, product. Okay, so I will advise you to start from the side whereby it's a minus or plus. Okay, then you try to combine the two functions together. Okay, so let's try to start from the left hand side in this case. So left hand side equals to cotangent square x minus cosine square x. Okay, so we can't really do much to combine it if we leave it in this case form. Okay, but you should always be thinking of converting, right, cotangent square x to be in terms of sine and cosine. Okay, instead of just converting cotangent square x to 1 over tangent square x. I know that's the most direct thing that we learn, right? Okay, but if you convert it to 1 over tangent square x and you try to combine with cosine square x, you realize that there's nothing much you can do to proceed forward. Okay, so let's try to convert cotangent square x to be in terms of sine and cosine. Okay, so we know that cotangent is cosine over sine, right? So over here you will get cosine square x over sine square x minus cosine square x. Okay, so what can we do to combine this as one whole single expression? So what we need to do is we need to make common denominator, right? Okay, so if we make common denominator of sine square x, then this is what we'll end up with. Okay, over here you have cosine square x minus cosine square x sine square x. Okay, so now we have at least combined to a single expression already. Okay, then you should notice that from here on the top, how can we proceed forward? We can factorize out the cosine square x, right? So it's really every step you ask yourself, what else can be done, all right, to simplify the particular expression. So take out cosine square x. And why I want to take out cosine square x because okay, you should realize that inside, after you have factorized out the cosine square x, right, you will get 1 minus sine square x. And we know that 1 minus sine square x is actually cosine square x, right? Okay, because of the identity. Sine square x plus cosine square x equals to 1. Okay, so you need to be familiar with so in this case, cosine square x will be 1 minus sine square x. So we can replace the 1 minus sine square x with cosine square x. And that is how this cosine power 4x comes about, right? Okay, so you need to be familiar with the identities, okay, in order for you to be able to plan forward your steps, right? Okay, so we are almost there. Okay, so now we have cosine power 4x over sine square x. Okay, so only one thing needs to be done, right? Okay, so if you agree with me, the cosine power 4x divided by sine square x can also be written as this form, right? Okay, so 1 over sine square x, you should recall that it's actually equals to cosecant square. 1 over sine is cosecant. Okay, so you have technically shown it already. Okay, so equals to right hand side. Okay, so this is the way you prove trigo identity. Start from left hand side, work, and then go to right hand side. Okay, so it should be one directional. Okay, so definitely don't work on both sides of the equation at the same time. Okay, so start from one side, go to the right side. Okay, so why did I choose to start from the left side? Because it's easier. Okay, it's easier to combine. Okay, the difference or the sum of two separate trigo functions into one single expression. Okay, then to try to break up this product. All right. Okay, let's take a look at part B of the question. Okay, so part B of the question is pertaining to solving of trigo equation. So the equation given to us is actually rather simple. Okay, so it's given like this. Okay, so they want us to solve for y greater than 0 and less than 360. Okay, so if you look at this question now, okay, it will be easy for you to just divide both sides by sine y, right? Okay, but remember that we cannot do so because if we divide both sides by sine y, we are going to lose some of the solutions for y. Okay, so how do you handle this? What you want to do is you always want to bring everything to the left-hand side such that the right side is 0. Then after that, you proceed to factorize out, okay? Okay, the sine y, then this will be a case of sine y times 2 cosine y minus 1. So either sine y equals to 0, okay, then you can solve, okay, for some particular values of y, or 2 cosine y minus 1 equals 0. So you always want to come to a state whereby you have something times something equals 0. Then it's either the first term is 0 or the second term is 0, right? So if you recall y0, so what are the values of y? Which angle? Sine what angle will give you 0? So you know that it will be 0, 180 and 360, right? Okay, but in this case, we won't take the 0 and 360 because there's no equal here. Okay, if there's equal here, then we will take, but in this case, there's no equal, right? Okay, so it doesn't include 0 and 360. Okay, so let's take 180. So that's one solution. So that's where the 180 comes from. Okay, then from here, cosine y will be half. So we find the basic angle. So cosine y angle will give you half. So that will be cosine 60, right? Okay, so cosine 60. So half is a special ratio, 60 is a special angle. Okay, cosine is positive, so we'll go for the first and the fourth quadrant. Okay, so therefore y will be 60. The fourth quadrant will be 360 minus 60. So 60 and 300. Okay, so the three solutions will be y equals to 60. You always arrange in ascending order for the final answer. Right, so this is how you work out the questions like this. Right.